Again, my name's Gabe Zolna. I got a question. What's one of the many traits that radical extremist Muslims have, other than the obvious traits that we know they have? Well, one of the traits that they have is patience. Yeah, they waited, what, 30 years, 40 years in Egypt to get their shot, as Obama would say, to get their shot. And they got their shot with Morsi, and they blew their shot. Now, on 2001, we know that the Saudi nationalists were responsible for taking down the Twin Towers and attacking the Pentagon. That's a given fact. What if they continued to plan the destruction of our country? And they did that by supporting, funding, educating, training a citizen, not of America, but a citizen of Indonesia. And they gave that individual a new identity. They gave him a new birthplace, Hawaii. They gave him all kinds of documents, but they missed a few. Like they missed a marriage certificate for his supposed mother and his supposed father. They missed the marriage certificate. But they did give him a birth certificate. And they did give him a military registration card. But I think they sort of screwed up there as well, because the one that he got was out of Connecticut, and he was never in Connecticut. And then we got that little issue with the date stamp, when everyone else's has 4 prefixes. His only had 2. And the 2 that he had, well, they're questionable. What if they're that patient that they would plan, plot, support, and fund? We know that Saudi Arabia gave, I believe it was Harvard, $20 million when Obama was supposedly a student there. Could that have been a payoff? I don't know. Could that have been a payoff to get them to say that he actually attended when no one ever saw him there? I don't know. You know, before he became president, I used to refer to him as the Manchurian candidate. And you know what? I think I hit it right on the head. That's exactly what I believe he is. He was created for the role that he's playing. Saudi Arabia always seems to be involved in bad things. Remember the Saudi nationalist that was whisked out of the country because there was speculation that he might have been involved in the Boston Marathon bombing? Remember that? Remember Glenn Beck was all over it and then everything just went silent. Yeah. And today, Before It's News has an article that says that one of the princes of Saudi Arabia had given the chemical weapons to the rebels, who inadvertently, not realizing what it was, set it off. Again, Saudi Arabia, they seem to be a common piece of the puzzle that constantly surfaces. We know that they're patient. We know that they're incredibly wealthy because of the oil money that flows. And as I said in a couple of other videos that I made, that might very well explain why Obama is dead set against the Keystone Pipeline. Why would he want to divert billions of dollars from King Abdullah by giving it to Canada? No reason to give it to a neighboring country when you can give it to the Brotherhood. I don't know. You tell me. Do the pieces of the puzzle seem to fit together and paint a frightening picture? I think they do. We know that King Abdullah has unlimited funds, and he seems to spend it to solve and to serve their wants and their needs. What is their wants and needs? Well, the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, I think they want to create what they're creating, the caliphate. But they've hit a couple of bumps in the road, like the Egyptian military and Bashir al-Assad. But Obama, you got to give him credit. He's really tried. They've revamped all of the training manuals for the FBI to make them much more Muslim-friendly. They've taken out all kinds of training courses that were established to train the FBI on how to identify and get whatever they need to for information on Muslims. The military is being disassembled as far as how they treat Muslims. Our government is changing. We have Muslims in Congress. They got sworn in on the Quran. I mean, come on, folks. If you don't think that there's a connection between Saudi Arabia and all of these events that have taken place over many, many years, you're entitled to your belief, because I'm entitled to mine. I don't think for a moment that any of this happened by accident. I think it all happened by design. They're very patient, the Muslims are. And they waited for Obama. They didn't know that he was going to be a crackhead. They didn't know he was homosexual. Muslims frown on homosexuals. They kill them. But they can't kill Barack Hussein Obama because too much of an investment, and there's no one that can replace him right now. Think about the events. Think about what we know about Muslims and how they are patient. They're also incredibly cruel. You know, they're just, well, their culture's like that, though. You know, when you and your family sit down to have a steak dinner, you or your spouse will go to the store, buy your steaks. What they do is they go take a calf or a cow out of the herd, tie its legs up, cut its throat, chop its head off. All the family members participate in these events. Slice a chunk of meat off and roast it. That's what they do. So is it any wonder that they don't have too much of an issue in cutting someone's head off? Is it any wonder that they don't even mind opening up someone's chest that they just killed and eating the heart and liver? I mean, I could go on and on and on, but what's the point? The point is, I believe that Saudi Arabia, is and has been behind all of the changes that have occurred in our country as it pertains to Muslims. Not only in our country, across the world. So now that you know what I think, what do you think?